Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is Carl from sovcits and Chronicles. Hope everybody's having a great day. All right, so today we're going to be in the courtroom of Judge Cedric Simpson once again. He's going to be dealing with a sovereign citizen who's been before him a few times before. This guy is pretty much on that, getting to the point where he's on the Eric Martin level. So with that being said, let's get to this proceeding.
Good morning, Your Honor. Ashley Lottie for the people.
Sir, state your name.
I'm here on a special appearance, Your Honor. McGhough is Easy Elastical Trust, registered in Jackson County, on case number 2522246.
Okay, is your name Daniel McGhough?
Your Honor, that is the name you seek, and it is copyrighted and trademarked.
Okay, very well. Mr. McGhough, are you represented by an attorney, or do you wish to be represented by an attorney on these matters?
I am not.
Do you wish to be?
Nope. Not at this time.
Let me then do this. You have two cases before this court, one being the case ending, well, let me get the full case number 25 F4 0523. In that case, sir, the complaint does allege that on March 27, 2004, you committed the offense of operating while intoxicated. Do you understand what you're charged with?
I do not.
You do not understand
There is
that?
no eyewitnesses or corroborating witnesses at all.
I'm not asking whether or not the proofs are there. Do you understand what you are charged with?
I do not.
Do you understand the notion of drunk driving?
I do not understand how I could be
We've been
charged with
through
something
this
without a
before on
witness.
your other cases when you represent yourself, so we'll just do it.
You're talking about the case that's in federal court right now,
You
Your
are
Honor?
before a complaint in that case for a charge of operating while intoxicated, third offense. Because it's a third offense, that is a felony. It is punishable by up to $500 to $5,000, up 1 to 5 years incarceration. The court can order probation, 30 days to 1 year in jail, or at least 48 hours must be conserved consecutively. The court can also order community service, rehabilitative programs. The court can also order your vehicle immobilized, can order you to pay the cost of the prosecution, as well as the cost of any emergency governmental services.
As I am here and as a trust, Your Honor, I am here in exclusive equity. Exclusive equity.
You count 2 on that complaint is the charge of operating while license suspended, denied, and or revoked. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, $500 fine plus court costs, and your vehicle could be subject to immobilization.
My license is
Count
canceled,
3.
not suspended or revoked. It is
Count 3
canceled through the state
on
of
that
Michigan.
complaint
Canceled.
is the charge of escape from lawful custody. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year, a $1,000 fine.
I was never arrested or read any Miranda rights accordingly.
Assume, given that the defendant is talking in English, that he understands English, understands the nature of those charges and what he's charged against.
So malicious prosecution by
wishes
Washington
to
County
represent
prosecutor as
himself.
usual
Sir,
be stayed and
what is
dismissed.
the people's position on whether or not we should set this for preliminary?
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that Judge Simpson is letting this guy interrupt him and talk over him a few times already. But, let's see how this goes.
Examination or during the probable cause?
Your Honor, I don't know if the defendant has received all discovery in this matter as he is representing himself. So I would request a probable cause date, potentially.
Because you've got to send it.
Yeah, and who restricted my phone calls?
Conference. You know what? You're going to have to stop interrupting. I will give you an opportunity. You've been before me before. I will give you an opportunity to say whatever you want to say. But I'm not going to have you interrupt me, and I'm not going to have you interrupt people when they're talking. As long as you were saying.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have to there's video evidence in addition to the paper discovery. I've got to make arrangements with Lieutenant Arnett to work on that. So it may take just a bit longer. I would potentially look at the 7th, maybe, if the court would have entertained that. And then I will wait to be heard on bond when the time is appropriate.
I will adjourn the probable cause August 7th, 2025, 9 a.m. As the bond.
Your Honor, I've been reviewing ex-jail and I wanted to double check if the defendant had been arraigned. It's not clear to me from a couple of different things, but It does appear that he has been set with a $10,000 bond in 25F30979, as well as 25F40523, each $10,000.
Yes.
Your Honor, I do think it's important that the court have some additional information, and I would like to ask the court to revisit the issue of bond. First and foremost, I think it's important the court know that the facts alleged in the newest case, the 25F30979, it does include the fact that the Michigan State trooper who pulled the defendant over noted in his police report that the defendant had a license on his vehicle that indicated he was a diplomat and that he refused to identify himself. He refused for quite a bit of time. Additional units had to be brought to the scene from the sheriff's department in order to, for lack of a better term, deal with the situation. And ultimately, they were able to identify him as the defendant, Daniel McGhough. The concern with that goes along with the other case, which is an OWI. It is charged as a third. I will note that it is a true fourth, to the best of my understanding. So there does appear to be an alcohol problem going on. And I also think it's important for this court to know, because I don't know that the court knows, the defendant has a third new case, telecommunications malicious use with a domestic relationship, that is currently pending as well. He's also been set $10,000, 10% in that matter. But I think—
Where is that case out of?
That case is out of 14B, Your Honor, before Judge Washington.
A co-defendants with the federal case that you guys are both in, and this is a conflict of interest as both of you guys are defendants in my federal case.
Go ahead.
I also understand, Your Honor, that there is a municipal case out of Canton Township that was set for a jury trial in April of this year, where the defendant failed to appear. And there were jurors, there was a veneer that had been brought in. And I bring all of this up to say, Your Honor, that the people are concerned about the defendant's ability to remain law-abiding, because I'll also note for the record that at the time that the new resisting, obstructing, fleeing, eluding case and the telecommunications malicious use case came up, he was in bench warrant status before Judge Slay, is my understanding, for refusing to come after the case here had been bound over, refusing to appear in person. I say all of that to say this: I do think that $10,000 is too low. And I also am going to request a scram tether, because this is an OWI fourth alleged, as well as a GPS tether, given his history of failure to appear and failure to comply with court regulations. Thank you, Your Honor.
Is the bench warrant before Judge Slay still out?
She has bond denied in her case now.
His bond's been denied in that?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
Got it. Anything you'd like to say?
Anything to do with any contracts with the state of Michigan are void ab initio for a matter of law, as I have an canceled driver's license and I have an international driver's permit. And that also relates to the Canton case that they're trying to stick me for a driving unlicensed suspended citation, in which that I have an international driver's permit, making it also void. All of my matters, including the vehicle that I'm registered under, are registered to the federal government, not the state, under the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. All of these charges are frivolous and a part of a long pattern of malicious prosecution by Ms. Londy, the Washtenaw County Prosecutor's Office, and quite frankly, you, Your Honor.
Hearing argument regarding bond, the court does believe that it was an abuse of discretion, given the circumstances of this defendant, to set his bond at the $10,000 figure. After hearing argument, viewing the file, the court does believe that not only does the defendant pose a risk to the public,
no victims,
do believe that the defendant is a risk of flight given those circumstances, and has indeed, or at least is charged in this case, refused to obey or fled and eluded.
That was added on afterwards. The police officer did not report that at all.
The court, given those circumstances, would in each case raise the defendant's bond, grant the people's motion. Defendant's bond in each matter is set in the amount of $50,000 cash here. Thank you.
the tethers I requested, if he is able to post, Your Honor.
I will.
Thank you.
Thank you. If everybody doesn't mind, the court's gonna take a very brief recess, and then I will come back and we will finish them.
All right.
All right, y'all. So that's the end of the proceeding. I'm not sure if Judge Simpson is getting a little laid back in his old age or whatever, but he seemed to have, well, not seemed. He let Mr. McGhough talk over him a few times, and then he finally said something about it. And then he actually let him talk over him again, and overtalk him, several more times. So, it might be a reason for that. Who knows? But, Mr. McGhough, he did not disappoint. I found it strange. He said he canceled his registration. And I've never heard of somebody having an international license, nor have I ever heard anybody having their vehicle registered through the federal government and not the state government. Anyway, with that being said, there is another proceeding where he recently went to court, I believe on the 7th. I'm going to be posting that tomorrow. This is the proceeding before that. So in order to see that, I hope you subscribe to the channel, and I hope you hit that notification bell so you get notified when I upload that proceeding and many more other proceedings dealing with sovereign citizens and court, interesting court cases. All right, this is Carl from Sovereign Citizen Chronicles. I'll catch you on the next proceeding. Also, shout out to TP from Sovereign Citizens Hall of Fame for providing me with this video. All right, I'll catch you on the next video. God bless. Peace.